Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're diving into something a bit different, but incredibly important. As we journey through life, especially as we grow older, there's a valuable lesson that often goes unnoticed: the power of privacy. Let's talk about why holding certain parts of ourselves close can actually be a source of incredible strength, and how embracing this can lead to a richer, more peaceful life. Part 1. 1. Why privacy matters more than ever. As the years pass and we gather experiences, privacy takes on a profound significance. When you're young, there's often a desire to share everything, to connect, to be understood, to feel seen. It's natural, and honestly, it's part of being human. But as you grow older, you realize that privacy isn't about hiding who you are. It's about protecting who you are. It's about knowing that the most meaningful parts of your story are sacred and deserve to be shared only with those who truly appreciate them. Imagine your life as a beautiful tapestry. Each thread woven through decades of experience tells its own story of love, heartbreak, success, and resilience. The tapestry is your masterpiece, one that you've spent a lifetime creating. But not everyone is equipped to see its true beauty. Some might look at it and dismiss it without thought. Others might want to unravel it, tugging at the threads in ways they don't fully understand. That's why privacy is so vital. It's the art of protecting this intricate creation from being torn apart or misunderstood by those who don't see its worth. In today's world of social media and constant sharing, the idea of privacy might even seem outdated. We live in a time when people are encouraged to broadcast every aspect of their lives, to present an endless stream of updates about their every move. But here's the thing: privacy is not about being secretive or becoming isolated. It's about finding a balance. It's about creating a sanctuary, a space where you can reflect, recharge, and simply be. Privacy is your refuge from the noisy world, a quiet place where you can hold on to the parts of yourself that truly matter. When you guard your privacy, you're protecting your peace. It's like planting a garden and carefully deciding who gets to enter it. Not everyone understands how delicate some flowers are or how much effort it took to make them bloom. Letting the wrong people in, even if they mean well, can lead to them trampling over the things you've nurtured with so much care. This doesn't mean you need to lock everyone out, but rather that you create a filter for who you allow into your sacred space. It means that you get to choose who shares the most intimate corners of your life, and in doing so, you preserve your inner peace. Privacy is also an act of self-respect. It's acknowledging that your story, your dreams, and your journey belong to you. Not everyone is entitled to know everything about you, and that's perfectly okay. The truth is, some people, no matter how close they may seem, might not be able to honor the depth of your experiences or truly appreciate what you've been through. Privacy allows you to determine who gets to know you beyond the surface. It's about letting in only those who will admire your tapestry without pulling at its seams. Holding on to your privacy also means maintaining control over your own narrative. When you overshare, you're giving away pieces of your story, allowing others to interpret and sometimes distort it. By practicing discretion, you retain the power to shape your truth. This doesn't mean shutting people out or living in solitude. It means having boundaries that protect your well-being while still allowing meaningful connections to grow. Privacy offers freedom too. Freedom from the burden of seeking validation, freedom from having to explain your choices, and freedom from living up to anyone else's expectations. When you choose privacy, you move through life with a quiet confidence, knowing that you are enough as you are. You're no longer weighed down by other people's opinions. It's liberating to realize that your worth isn't defined by how much you share or by how well others understand you. A private joy feels deeper and more meaningful. It's like having a secret treasure, something that's all yours, untouched by anyone else's perspective. A quiet pride in knowing who you are, without needing the world to confirm it, is a gift that becomes even more valuable as the years go by. As we age, we learn that our lives don't need to be open books to have value. Our experiences are treasures that deserve to be protected, and privacy is the key to keeping them safe. Privacy isn't about shutting others out. It's about understanding the value of your story and treating it with the care it deserves. In today's hyper-connected world, the idea of keeping things to yourself can be a radical act of self-respect. It's about embracing the idea that not every detail of your life needs to be on display. It's about honoring the sacredness of your journey and keeping the most meaningful parts of it close to your heart. As we move forward in this conversation, let's reflect on what privacy means for each of us. How can we embrace it, not as a barrier, but as a source of strength and peace? Privacy is a way of saying, I know my worth, and I choose to protect it. In this choice lies a deep and abiding strength. A strength that grows as we learn to honor the parts of ourselves that are most precious. And that's why, as we age, privacy matters more than ever. It's about safeguarding the essence of who you are, not because you have something to hide, but because what you have is valuable. So let's cherish our stories, guard our hearts, and understand that our lives are worth more than the opinions or validations of others. In doing so, we preserve our peace, our joy, and the sacredness of our journey. Part 2. The wisdom of selective sharing. As we get older, we come to understand a simple yet powerful truth. Not everything needs to be shared. There is a quiet wisdom that comes from recognizing that some thoughts, experiences, and emotions are best kept close to our hearts. Selective sharing isn't about secrecy or mistrust, it's about discernment. It's about choosing what to share, when to share it, and with whom. This wisdom allows us to protect our peace and nurture the most delicate parts of our inner world. We've all experienced moments when sharing too much left us feeling exposed, misunderstood, or even hurt. Maybe it was a deeply personal story that someone didn't seem to value, or an experience we shared with someone who wasn't ready to hear it. In these moments, we learn that not everyone is capable of holding our truth with care, and that's okay. Selective sharing is about understanding that not everyone has earned the right to hear our most vulnerable stories. It's about choosing who we allow into the sacred spaces of our hearts. Imagine your life as a garden, one that you've cultivated with care and intention. There are flowers that bloom boldly for all to see, but there are also delicate, rare blooms that need protection from harsh weather and careless visitors. Selective sharing is like putting up a fence around these fragile flowers, allowing only those who understand their value to come close. It's about inviting people in who will tread gently, who will appreciate the beauty without causing harm, and who will leave the garden better than they found it. The wisdom of selective sharing also means recognizing that your story is sacred. Every triumph, every heartbreak, every dream has contributed to who you are today. But not everyone will see it that way. Some people will look only at the surface, while others may step closer, but still fail to grasp the deeper meaning. And then there are the few who will truly honor your story. Those are the ones who deserve your trust. It's for those few that you reserve the deeper truths of who you are. Practicing selective sharing brings with it an immense sense of freedom. When you no longer feel the need to explain yourself to everyone or seek validation from others, you become lighter. You can let go of the burden of trying to make everyone understand you. Instead, you stand in the quiet power of knowing that your worth isn't defined by how much you reveal. What you choose to share and what you choose to keep private is entirely up to you. It's a reflection of your values and your boundaries, and it's a way of honoring yourself. Selective sharing also protects the tender, unformed parts of your soul, those hopes and ideas that are still taking shape. When we share these things prematurely, we risk exposing them to criticism or doubt, which can stunt their growth before they've had a chance to flourish. By keeping these parts of yourself private, you give them the time and space they need to mature, to become strong enough to withstand the world. There is a quiet power in nurturing your dreams in solitude, allowing them to grow into something beautiful before sharing them with others. This doesn't mean closing yourself off from meaningful connection. On the contrary, selective sharing strengthens the bonds that truly matter. When you share intentionally, the moments of openness become more impactful. You choose to give your trust to those who have shown themselves to be trustworthy, and in doing so, you deepen the relationships that bring joy and meaning to your life. Selective sharing creates space for deeper understanding and stronger connections, the kind of relationships that nourish your soul. There is also a profound sense of self-respect in selective sharing. It's a way of saying, I value my experiences, my feelings, and my dreams enough to protect them. This self-respect is a cornerstone of emotional resilience. It allows you to navigate the world with grace and confidence, knowing that your worth isn't tied to how much of yourself you reveal. You are not obligated to share your story with anyone, and only you can decide when and how to share it. When you embrace the wisdom of selective sharing, you also protect yourself from unnecessary emotional exhaustion. Letting too many people into your inner world can be draining, especially when those people aren't equipped to handle your truth with care. Not everyone who comes into your life is meant to stay, and not every person deserves access to your deepest thoughts and feelings. By choosing who you share with, you protect your energy and ensure that it is spent on the relationships and pursuits that truly matter. Selective sharing also allows you to grow without interference. Growth is often messy and non-linear. It doesn't always make sense to others, and that's okay. By keeping your growth journey private, you give yourself the freedom to evolve at your own pace, without the pressure of external opinions or expectations. This freedom is a gift you give yourself, one that becomes even more valuable as you navigate the complexities of life. There is an undeniable power in knowing that you don't have to explain yourself to be whole. You don't need to lay bare your struggles or your triumphs for them to be valid. The moments you've cherished, the lessons you've learned, and the dreams you still hold. These are treasures that don't need an audience to shine. Sometimes the most beautiful parts of your life are the ones that remain unseen, held close to your heart, like a secret garden that blooms just for you. Selective sharing is about honoring the sacredness of your inner world. It's about creating boundaries that protect your emotional energy, your peace, and your sense of self. It's about recognizing that your story doesn't need to be understood by everyone to have worth. By choosing what to share and with whom, you reclaim control over your narrative and ensure that your life is shaped by your values, not by the expectations of others. When you reflect on the wisdom of selective sharing, remember that it's not about withholding or mistrusting, it's about honoring. It's about choosing to share the most sacred parts of yourself with those who will honor them in return. It's a form of self-care, a way to ensure that your emotional energy is spent on people and moments that truly matter. By sharing selectively, you create space for deeper understanding, stronger relationships, and a profound sense of inner peace. In a world that often values visibility over privacy, the wisdom of selective sharing is a radical act of self-respect. It's a way of saying, I know my worth, and I choose to protect it. And in that choice lies a deep and abiding strength, a strength that grows with every passing year, rooted in the knowledge that your story is a treasure, and you are its careful guardian. Part 3. The dangers of letting too many. As we move forward in life, it becomes increasingly clear that not everyone who walks beside us is meant to stay, and not every person deserves a key to our inner world. The more people you let in, the more complexities you invite into your life, not all of them good. This is not about mistrust, it's about discernment. It's about understanding that the sanctuary of your heart is worth protecting, and letting too many people in can have unintended and sometimes harmful consequences. Letting too many people into your inner world can lead to a loss of control over your own story. Each person who enters brings with them their own interpretations, emotions, and perspectives. When you share your life with too many people, you inevitably end up with too many opinions, too many judgments, and too many voices, all trying to shape your narrative. Over time, these external influences can drown out your own inner voice, leaving you adrift and unsure of your own path. Your story, with all its highs and lows, belongs to you. The danger of letting too many people in is that you risk handing over pieces of it to those who may not handle it with care. Another danger lies in emotional exhaustion. Relationships, even the best ones, require time and energy. When you allow too many people access to your thoughts and feelings, you may find yourself spread too thin, constantly giving without enough time to replenish. This kind of emotional overexposure can leave you feeling drained, disconnected, or even resentful. Protecting your energy isn't selfish, it's necessary. You can't pour from an empty cup, and when you're constantly sharing yourself with others, it becomes harder to find the space to recharge and care for your own well-being. We've all experienced the feeling of being misunderstood. Imagine sharing something deeply personal, something that has shaped who you are, only to be met with indifference or a reaction that misses the point entirely. When we let too many people in, we increase the likelihood of this happening. Not everyone will understand your experiences, and not everyone will appreciate your vulnerabilities. Some people may judge you, others may dismiss your feelings, and some may even use your openness against you. These moments can be incredibly painful and can make you question the value of sharing in the first place. Letting too many people in also means exposing yourself to the biases, fears, and insecurities of others. Even well-meaning people can project their own issues onto you. They might offer advice that feels more like criticism, try to fix things that don't need fixing, or make assumptions about your life that simply aren't true. These interactions, though often minor in the moment, can accumulate over time, leaving you feeling invalidated or misunderstood. By limiting the number of people who have access to your inner world, you protect yourself from this kind of interference. There is also the danger of losing your sense of self. When you share too much with too many people, their voices can start to cloud your judgment. You may find yourself questioning your decisions, doubting your feelings, or altering your path to align with someone else's expectations. Over time, this can erode your confidence and make it difficult to distinguish between what you truly want and what others want for you. Protecting your inner world allows you to stay true to yourself, to listen to your own voice, and to make decisions that are in alignment with your values. Another risk of letting too many people in is that it can lead to a loss of boundaries. Boundaries are essential for maintaining healthy relationships and for protecting your mental and emotional health. When you allow too many people into your personal space, it becomes harder to maintain those boundaries. You may find yourself constantly explaining your choices, defending your actions, or trying to meet the expectations of others. This can be exhausting and can take a toll on your overall well-being. By being selective about who you let in, you can create boundaries that protect your peace and allow you to live authentically. When we share our stories with too many people, we also risk losing control over how those stories are told. People may share your confidences with others, misrepresent your experiences, or use your vulnerability in ways that feel exploitative or hurtful. Once your story is out of your hands, it's nearly impossible to reclaim it. Even those with good intentions can inadvertently cause harm by sharing your personal information without understanding the impact it might have on you. Maintaining control over your narrative means being intentional about who you trust and how much you reveal. Letting too many people in can also lead to emotional clutter. When your inner world becomes crowded with the emotions, opinions, and energies of others, it becomes difficult to find clarity and peace. Your emotional space becomes noisy, making it hard to hear your own thoughts and to connect with what truly matters to you. By protecting your inner world, you create the space you need to reflect, recharge, and simply be. This space is essential for your mental and emotional health and for your ability to live a fulfilling life. It's important to remember that not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay forever. Some people are only meant to be part of your journey for a short time, and that's okay. Letting too many people into your inner world can make it difficult to let go when it's time for someone to leave. You may find yourself holding on to relationships that no longer serve you, simply because you've allowed them too much access to your heart. By being selective about who you let in, you can create relationships that are built on mutual respect and understanding, and you can let go of those that no longer align with your values. The danger of letting too many people in is that it can scatter your energy, erode your sense of self, and leave you vulnerable to misunderstandings and hurt. But by practicing discernment, by carefully choosing who to trust and what to share, you can reclaim the sanctity of your inner life. You can ensure that your story is told on your terms and that the parts of yourself you do reveal are met with the care and respect they deserve. When you guard your inner world with care, you create space for the relationships that truly matter, the ones built on trust, mutual respect, and genuine understanding. These connections, though fewer in number, become richer and more fulfilling. They offer the kind of companionship that nourishes your soul, without demanding more than you are willing to give. Letting too many people in is a choice that can scatter your energy and leave you feeling drained, but by being intentional about who you share with, you can create a life that feels whole, authentic, and true to who you are. Your heart is a sacred space, and not everyone deserves to enter. Protecting that space is an act of self-respect. It's about setting boundaries that ensure that the people who do come close are there to support and uplift you. It's about recognizing that your story is yours to tell, and not everyone deserves a front-row seat. By choosing who you let in and how much you reveal, you create a life that feels peaceful and grounded. A life that reflects your true self, rather than the expectations of others. Remember, it's not about the number of people who know you. It's about the quality of the connections you cultivate. Choose wisely, share selectively, and protect the sanctuary of your heart. It is in this sacred space that your strength, peace, and true self will continue to thrive. If you found value in this discussion, please take a moment to like this video and share it with others who might benefit from these insights. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's support each other on this journey toward living life with intention and protecting what truly matters. Part 4. 4. Practical steps to embrace privacy. Embracing privacy is more than just a choice. It's a commitment to yourself. It's a way of saying, I value my peace, my experiences, and my well-being, and I will protect them. In a world that often demands transparency and oversharing, reclaiming your privacy can be a powerful act of self-empowerment. Let's explore some practical steps you can take to embrace privacy in your everyday life so that you can guard your energy, nurture your inner world, and live authentically. The first step in embracing privacy is shifting your mindset. Privacy isn't about hiding or being secretive. It's about recognizing that not everything needs to be shared. It's about understanding that your inner world is sacred and that some parts of your life are meant to be kept for yourself. When you see privacy as a form of self-respect and self-care, you begin to understand its true value. It's about giving yourself permission to hold back, to cherish moments, and to savor experiences without feeling the need to share them with others. One of the most transformative steps you can take in embracing privacy is learning to set boundaries. Boundaries are essential for protecting your emotional energy and maintaining your well-being. Think of boundaries as gates that allow you to decide who enters your life and how deeply they get to know you. Reflect on the areas of your life where you feel overexposed or vulnerable. Are there relationships where you constantly feel the need to explain yourself? Are there conversations where you reveal more than you're comfortable with? Identifying these patterns will help you create boundaries that align with your values and protect your peace. Once you've identified where boundaries are needed, practice saying no without guilt. It's a small word, but it carries immense power. Saying no affirms your right to protect your time, energy, and emotional space. It doesn't mean rejecting people, it means choosing yourself when the situation calls for it. For example, if someone asks you about a personal matter and you're not comfortable sharing, you can simply say, I'd prefer to keep that private. This phrase not only communicates your boundary, but also reinforces your commitment to your own peace. Curating the spaces where your life intersects with the world is another practical step toward embracing privacy. Social media, for example, has made it easier than ever to share every detail of our lives. But just because you can share, doesn't mean you should. Before posting, ask yourself why you're sharing. Is it for connection, validation, or out of habit? If the answer doesn't feel deeply fulfilling, reconsider whether it needs to be shared at all. Social media can blur the lines between public and private, but by being intentional about what you share, you can reclaim control over your narrative and protect the parts of your life that are most meaningful to you. Another step to embrace privacy is creating a sanctuary for yourself. This could be a physical space, a cozy chair by the window, a quiet corner in your garden, or a favorite spot in your home where you can retreat and recharge. It could also be an emotional space, a practice of journaling, meditating, or taking long walks to process your thoughts and feelings without interference. This sanctuary is a place where you can nurture your inner world, reflect on your experiences, and simply be. It's a refuge from the demands of the outside world, a place where you can connect with yourself without distractions. Learning to trust your intuition is also key to embracing privacy. Your gut feeling is a powerful guide when deciding what to share and with whom. If something doesn't feel right, if a conversation or a request for information makes you uneasy, honor that instinct. You are under no obligation to share anything that doesn't feel comfortable. Trusting yourself in this way builds confidence and reinforces the boundaries you've set. It allows you to protect your emotional energy and maintain control over your narrative. Another practical step is to reflect on your motivations for sharing. The urge to share often comes from a desire to be understood, to feel seen, or to connect with others. While these desires are natural, they can lead to oversharing if left unchecked. Before you share, take a moment to pause and ask yourself, what do I hope to gain from this? Is this the right person to share it with? This moment of reflection can save you from exposing yourself unnecessarily and help you find healthier ways to fulfill your needs. It's about being intentional with your sharing and ensuring that what you reveal is in alignment with your values and well-being. Embracing privacy also means reevaluating the role of feedback in your life. Sharing your thoughts or experiences can sometimes invite unsolicited advice or opinions, which may not align with your values or intentions. By limiting what you share, you minimize the influence of external voices and strengthen your connection to your own inner wisdom. Feedback can be valuable, but it should never overpower your sense of self or your ability to make decisions that feel right for you. When you embrace privacy, you create space to listen to your own voice without the noise of others' opinions. Privacy is also about letting go of the pressure to explain yourself. Growth is often messy and non-linear. It doesn't always make sense to others, and that's okay. By keeping parts of your journey private, you give yourself the grace to evolve at your own pace, free from the pressure to justify or explain where you are. This freedom allows you to grow quietly, to make mistakes, and to learn without the burden of external expectations. It's a gift you give yourself, one that becomes more valuable with each passing year. Another important aspect of embracing privacy is redefining what it means to be open. Openness doesn't mean revealing every detail of your life to everyone. It's about being authentic while also protecting your inner world. You can be open and honest without sharing everything. By being selective about what you share, you ensure that your openness is intentional and meaningful, rather than a reaction to external pressures. This kind of openness creates deeper connections, built on mutual respect and understanding. Finally, remember that privacy is a lifelong practice. It evolves as you do, adapting to new circumstances and relationships. There will be times when you feel the urge to open up, and times when you feel the need to retreat. Both are valid, and neither diminishes the other. The key is to remain intentional, always honoring what feels right for you in the moment. Embracing privacy doesn't mean isolating yourself. It means protecting the parts of yourself that are still growing, still healing, and still finding their way. Privacy is not about what you hide. It's about what you protect. By embracing privacy, you protect your peace, your energy, your dreams, and your joy. You protect the parts of yourself that are most precious, the parts that deserve to be nurtured and cherished without the interference of the outside world. In doing so, you create a life that feels authentic and true to who you are. You live with intention and depth, free from the pressures of constant visibility. Embracing privacy is an act of self-respect, a way of saying, "I know my worth, and I choose to protect it." It's about honoring the sacredness of your journey and recognizing that your story doesn't need to be shared with everyone to have value. In a world that often demands visibility, choosing privacy is a radical act of self-love. It's about living authentically, on your own terms, and cherishing the parts of yourself that are most meaningful. So take a moment to reflect on how you can embrace privacy in your own life. Set boundaries, create a sanctuary, trust your intuition, and share intentionally. By doing so, you reclaim your energy, protect your peace, and honor the sacredness of your inner world. Privacy isn't about hiding, it's about protecting what truly matters. And in that protection lies a profound sense of freedom, peace, and strength. A strength that grows as you continue to honor yourself and your journey. Part 5. The rewards of keeping things to yourself. There is something incredibly beautiful about keeping certain parts of your life to yourself. In a world that often equates sharing with connection and visibility with value, choosing to hold some things close can feel almost like an act of rebellion. But the truth is, the rewards of keeping things to yourself are profound. They offer a richness and depth that is often lost when we feel compelled to put everything on display. Let's explore the extraordinary benefits of embracing privacy and holding some parts of your life sacred. One of the most meaningful rewards of keeping things to yourself is the opportunity for deep reflection. When you choose to hold certain experiences, thoughts, and feelings close, you create space to truly understand them. Without the noise of outside opinions or the pressure to explain yourself, you can sit with your thoughts and emotions, allowing them to unfold naturally. This kind of introspection is rare in a world that encourages constant output, but it is incredibly valuable. It allows you to connect with your own truth, to explore the layers of your experiences, and to find meaning that goes beyond what others might see. Keeping things to yourself also allows you to nurture your inner world without interference. Some dreams and ideas are like seedlings, fragile and full of potential, but not yet ready to face the elements. When you share these things too soon, you risk exposing them to doubt, criticism, or skepticism from others, which can stunt their growth before they've had a chance to flourish. By holding these parts of yourself close, you give them the time and space they need to grow strong. You protect them until they are ready to face the world, and in doing so, you honor their potential. There is also a profound sense of peace that comes with privacy. When you no longer feel the need to explain yourself, defend your choices, or seek validation from others, you free yourself from the weight of external expectations. You can live authentically, knowing that your worth isn't tied to how much you reveal or how well others understand you. This peace is deeply grounding. It reminds you that your life is your own, and that you don't need to share every detail for it to be meaningful. The quiet contentment that comes from living for yourself, rather than for the approval of others, is a gift that only grows with time. Keeping things to yourself also preserves your emotional energy. Life is full of relationships and interactions, each requiring some measure of your time, attention, and empathy. When you choose to hold certain parts of yourself close, you protect your energy for the people and pursuits that truly matter. You can focus on what brings you joy, fulfillment, and connection, rather than scattering your energy across countless conversations or explanations. This focus is not selfish. It is essential for living a balanced and meaningful life. By being selective about what you share, you ensure that your emotional energy is spent on the things that nourish you, rather than on those that drain you. Another reward of keeping things to yourself is the freedom to grow without judgment. Growth is often messy and non-linear. It doesn't always make sense to others, and that's okay. When you share your growth process with others, you open yourself up to their interpretations, advice, and opinions, which may not align with your truth. By keeping your growth journey private, you give yourself the grace to evolve at your own pace, without the pressure of external expectations. This freedom allows you to make mistakes, to learn, and to change without feeling the need to justify yourself. It's a gift that you give to yourself, one that becomes even more valuable as you navigate life's complexities. There is an undeniable richness in private joy. The moments that you keep to yourself, whether it's a quiet walk in the park, the satisfaction of completing a project, or the simple pleasure of watching the sunrise, are often the most meaningful. When joy is shared too widely, it can sometimes lose its intimacy, becoming diluted by others' reactions or expectations. But when it is yours alone, it remains pure. A quiet treasure that you can revisit again and again. This kind of joy is deeply nourishing, a reminder that the most beautiful moments in life are often the ones that are held close to the heart. Keeping things to yourself also strengthens your connection to your inner voice. In a world that is full of noise, constant opinions, advice, and demands for attention, it can be difficult to hear your own thoughts. When you choose to keep certain parts of your life private, you create space to listen to yourself. You can hear your own voice without the interference of others, and in doing so, you strengthen your connection to your intuition. This connection is essential for making decisions that are in alignment with your true self. It allows you to navigate life with confidence, knowing that you are living authentically, rather than being swayed by the noise of the outside world. There is also a sense of empowerment that comes with keeping things to yourself. It's a reminder that your story is yours to tell, and that you are the only one who gets to decide how and when it is shared. You don't owe anyone an explanation or a window into your life. By holding certain parts of yourself close, you reclaim control over your narrative. You decide what is shared, what is kept private, and what is sacred. This kind of empowerment is deeply liberating. It allows you to live on your own terms, to honor your own journey, and to protect the parts of yourself that are most precious. Another reward of keeping things to yourself is the ability to build stronger, more intentional relationships. When you share selectively, the moments of openness become more impactful. You choose to give your trust to those who have shown themselves to be trustworthy, and in doing so, you deepen the relationships that truly matter. By holding some parts of yourself close, you ensure that the people who do get to know you are those who have earned your trust and who will honor your story. This kind of intentionality creates relationships that are built on mutual respect and understanding, rather than on the need to be seen or validated. Keeping things to yourself also allows you to maintain control over your own emotions. When you share too much, you open yourself up to the influence of others. Their reactions, opinions, and judgments can affect how you feel about your own experiences. By keeping certain things private, you protect your emotions from being influenced by others. You can experience your feelings fully, without the interference of outside perspectives. This kind of emotional autonomy is essential for living authentically and for maintaining a sense of inner peace. The rewards of keeping things to yourself extend beyond your inner world. They also impact how you interact with the world around you. When you choose to hold some parts of yourself close, you become more discerning about the people you let into your life. You create boundaries that protect your peace and ensure that the relationships you cultivate are those that truly nourish you. This kind of discernment allows you to build a life that is filled with meaning and connection, rather than with superficial interactions or relationships that drain your energy. Keeping things to yourself is an act of self-respect. It's a way of honoring your experiences, your emotions, and your journey. It's a recognition that not everything needs to be seen, understood, or validated by others to hold value. Some parts of you are meant to remain private, not because they are insignificant, but because they are sacred. These are the parts that define who you are at your core, the parts that sustain you even when the world feels overwhelming. In embracing privacy, you discover that the rewards are not about what you hide, but about what you protect. You protect your peace, your energy, your dreams, and your joy. You protect the parts of yourself that are still growing, still healing, and still finding their way. And in doing so, you create a life that feels whole and true. A life that reflects not the noise of the world, but the quiet strength of your own soul. So remember, the beauty of keeping things to yourself doesn't diminish your life's richness. It enhances it. It allows you to live with intention and depth, to cherish the moments that are most meaningful, and to connect with yourself in a way that is deeply nourishing. Privacy is not about what you hide, it's about what you protect. And in that protection lies a profound sense of strength, peace, and self-respect. A strength that grows with every passing year, as you continue to honor your journey and live authentically, on your own terms. Part 6. 6. A gentle reminder to embrace privacy. As we bring this conversation to a close, let's take a moment to reflect on the beauty of privacy and what it means to truly honor your journey. In a world that constantly demands more from us, more transparency, more sharing, more connection, it can be easy to forget that we have the right to keep certain parts of ourselves sacred. Privacy isn't about isolation, it's about creating a sanctuary where your true self can thrive without the pressure of external expectations. It's about knowing that your story is valuable, even if it's not on display for everyone to see. Life has a way of teaching us what truly matters, often through experiences that test our strength and resilience. As we navigate these ups and downs, it's important to remember that not every lesson needs to be shared, and not every moment needs an audience. Your journey is yours alone, and the value of your life is not determined by how much of it you reveal to others. The quiet moments, the unspoken reflections, and the dreams that remain just yours. These are often the most profound and meaningful parts of your life. There is power in knowing that you do not need to explain yourself to anyone. You do not need to justify your decisions or seek validation from others to feel whole. Your worth is not dependent on the opinions of those around you, nor is it defined by how many people understand or agree with your choices. The beauty of privacy lies in the freedom it gives you to live authentically, on your own terms. It allows you to let go of the need to be understood by everyone and to find peace in simply being who you are. Embracing privacy is a gentle act of rebellion against a culture that often equates visibility with value. It's about rejecting the idea that every part of your life needs to be open for discussion or approval. Privacy allows you to preserve the sacredness of your journey, to hold on to the parts of yourself that are most precious without feeling the need to put them on display. It's about recognizing that your experiences are enough, even if they remain unshared. You are enough, even if not everyone sees or understands every part of you. By choosing privacy, you create a space where you can grow without the pressure of external expectations. Growth is deeply personal. It doesn't always make sense to others, and it doesn't need to. When you keep certain parts of your journey to yourself, you give yourself the freedom to stumble, to learn, and to evolve without the weight of outside opinions. This freedom is a gift you give to yourself, a gift that becomes more valuable with each passing year. It allows you to make mistakes, to change direction, and to find your way without feeling the need to explain every step to others. Privacy also allows you to protect your peace. In a world that often feels overwhelming, where everyone seems to have an opinion about everything, creating boundaries that safeguard your inner world is an act of self-care. You are not obligated to share your struggles, your triumphs, or your dreams with anyone who hasn't earned your trust. Your peace is worth protecting, and privacy is the key to maintaining that peace. It allows you to disconnect from the noise, to retreat into your sanctuary, and to find solace in the quiet parts of your soul. There is also a profound sense of empowerment that comes from keeping certain things to yourself. It's a reminder that your story is yours to tell, or not to tell. You have the right to decide what parts of your life are shared and what parts are kept private. This kind of empowerment is deeply liberating. It allows you to live authentically without feeling the need to seek validation or approval from others. It's a declaration that you are in control of your own narrative, and that you will not allow anyone else to define your worth or your journey. Embracing privacy also means valuing the relationships that truly matter. When you choose to share selectively, the connections you create are built on trust and mutual respect. You invite people into your life not out of obligation, but out of genuine connection. These relationships, though fewer in number, are richer and more meaningful because they are built on authenticity. By keeping some parts of yourself private, you ensure that those who do get to know you are those who truly value and honor your story. It's important to remember that privacy isn't about closing yourself off from the world. It's about protecting the parts of yourself that are still growing, still healing, and still finding their way. It's about giving yourself the grace to evolve at your own pace, without the pressure of external expectations. By holding certain parts of your journey close, you allow them to flourish in their own time. You nurture your dreams, your hopes, and your passions without the interference of outside voices. This kind of care is essential for living a life that feels true to who you are. Privacy also enhances the beauty of the moments you do choose to share. When you are intentional about what you reveal, the moments of openness become more meaningful. They are shared with those who have earned your trust, and they are offered from a place of authenticity rather than obligation. This kind of sharing deepens the relationships that truly matter and allows for genuine connection. It's not about being guarded or withholding, it's about choosing to share in a way that honors both yourself and the people you invite into your life. As we navigate this journey of life, let's remember that our worth is not defined by how visible we are or by how many people understand us. Our worth is inherent, and it doesn't require validation from others. The quiet moments, the unspoken reflections, and the dreams that remain just ours are just as valuable as the parts of our lives that we choose to share. Privacy is not about hiding. It's about honoring the sacredness of your journey and protecting the parts of yourself that are most meaningful. In a world that often values visibility over depth, choosing privacy is a radical act of self-respect. It's about recognizing that your life is enough, even if it's not on display for everyone to see. It's about understanding that you are enough, even if not everyone knows every detail of your story. By embracing privacy, you create a life that feels whole and true. A life that reflects not the noise of the world, but the quiet strength of your own soul. As we wrap up this conversation, I want to leave you with this gentle reminder. You are enough, just as you are. Your life does not need to be explained or justified to be meaningful. Your story is yours to tell, or not to tell, and the parts of yourself that you choose to keep private are not lost to the world. They are preserved for the most important audience of all, you. In the quiet corners of your heart, where no one else can see, lies the essence of your strength, your resilience, and your beauty. These untouched parts of you are not hidden because they are small. They are sacred because they are vast. Protect them, nurture them, and remember that you do not need to share them for them to hold value. Thank you so much for joining me in this discussion about the power of privacy and the beauty of keeping certain parts of yourself sacred. If you found value in this video, please take a moment to give it a thumbs up, share it with others who might benefit, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing privacy, protecting what truly matters, and living life on our own terms. Until next time, take care and cherish the beauty of your own journey. 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 The beauty of your own journey.